Greetings, everyone. I'm Steve Ziger, an architect in Baltimore and one of the founding members of the board of the Baltimore Design School. I'd like to talk about chairs. So, what is a chair? Seems like a simple question, but the answer is really complex. Sure, a chair needs to support the weight of a human who's sitting in it, right? But just like humans, each chair is different. Each design is different, with a unique approach to history, materials, comfort, its purpose, and the artistic intent of the designer. First, a few classic modern chairs, many of which are surprisingly older than you would think. The one in the middle on the bottom is the oldest on this page, which is more than 170 years old, designed by Michael Tonnett, where he invented a process of steam bending wood into these kind of curvy structural shapes. The one in the upper left is designed by Garrett Rietveld, an architect, in 1917. This chair that looks really modern is more than 100 years old, out of lacquered wood. The one next to it is called the Barcelona chair, designed by another architect named Mies van der Rohe, out of curved stainless steel and leather. It was designed for a pavilion, the German pavilion, in the 1929 World's Fair. Again, much older than it looks. The one to the right is called the butterfly chair for obvious reasons. It kind of looks like a butterfly. It was designed in 1938 in Argentina. And the one next to that is a combination of stainless steel wire base and a molded fiberglass seat. That was designed by Charles and Ray Eames, a husband and wife team, in 1950. They were experimenting with a relatively new product called fiberglass and molding the seat so it was really comfortable. One in the bottom left, the red one, is called the womb chair for reasons that it's so comfortable. And I have to say it is one of the most comfortable chairs, and the footstool in front of it is called an ottoman, designed by Eero Saarinen in 1946. And in the bottom right was a very progressive chair for its time in 1956, designed again by the Eameses, combining bent plywood and leather upholstery. This chair is made out of aluminum, and it's very light, and it was originally designed in 1944 during World War II for use on submarines. They couldn't use wooden chairs, and they needed a chair that was very lightweight and water resistant. So they took some of the technology that was being applied to the aeronautical industry and applied it to making a very comfortable chair that's still made to this day. In fact, there's a variation on this chair, and instead of it being made out of aluminum, it's made out of recycled Coca-Cola bottles. I think there are 120 Coke bottles in each one of the chairs. There are wood chairs carved out of big blocks of wood, or molded out of plywood to be very light, or made out of small pieces of wood assembled together. There are metal chairs made from kind of thin wires assembled together for extra support, or as you can see in the bottom right, folded metal to create the form of the chair itself, or even metal folding chairs, as you can see in the upper right. Bottom left shows a chair made out of metal tubes. There are, of course, plastic chairs molded out of different types of plastic, recycled plastic. The ones in the upper right are in the library of the Baltimore Design School, made out of recycled plastic and wood fiber. You can make chairs out of almost anything. These are made out of coins. You can make chairs out of rope that are just kind of comfortable, kind of dangling ropes, or in the upper right, the ropes have been treated to be very stiff. Cardboard chairs are wonderful because they're very inexpensive to make, and there are a lot of ways of assembling the cardboard to be strong enough to support the human body. Like the one in the upper left is just a sandwich layer after layer of cardboard and then cut to the shape of a chair. And the ones on the right are kind of egg crate joined grids that give it structural strength. And the other two are just folds and joined together to give the chair structural integrity. There are rocking chairs, a variety of types of rocking chairs, from the one in the bottom right that for a child to, again, in the upper top, you see that bent wood that was designed by Tonnet in the 19th century. There are chairs on wheels. Of course, a wheelchair, or office chairs on wheels to make them easily moved. And in the bottom right, this designer took a wheelbarrow and turned it into a chair. There are chairs that are made from scrap materials, bundled together or woven onto a chair, or just assembled out of the fabric itself. These chairs are made out of recycled old books, carved or assembled in a variety of ways. You can use almost anything to make a chair. These are assembled from salvaged materials. The upper left are old CDs. Next to it is street signs or old pallet wood on the right. Bottom left is made out of playing cards. And next to it is made out of children's blocks or scraps of wood. Or boxing mitts on the upper left. The one in the middle is made out of pencils or old suitcases or forks and spoons. Bottom middle is made out of old bicycle tires and old jelly jars on the right. There are sports-themed chairs. There are food-themed chairs. I like the banana one. There are chairs that refer to animals and animal design. The upper left is a bunch of stuffed animals gathered around a chair to make it comfortable. I especially like the sheep on the bottom left, the sheep head chair. There are chairs that are influenced by the form of the human body and reference the human body. Especially nice is the stools on the bottom left. And while most chairs are designed to be comfortable and welcoming, some chairs are really scary. I especially would not want to sit in the one on the bottom right. There are thrones for important people and important occasions in a variety of cultures from all over the world. There are specifically designed chairs for a very specific purpose, like a lounge chair or a dentist chair, a barbershop chair, a baby chair, school chair, and of course, a toilet is actually a chair with a very specific function. So you've seen just a hint of a variety of chairs, and even though they all provide a place to sit, there is an unlimited variety, unlimited way to approach the design of a chair. So as you design your own chair, think not only of the function and the materials, but also what you want it to say about you as a designer, what your idea is that drives your design. So take a seat and start designing.